Is it always a woman? Is it always love? No, not necessarily. My next guest is here to tell you otherwise. He's never even met the person who scammed him and continues to scam him. In fact, he didn't know he was being scammed till he found himself in hot water with the IRS. This is Joe. Joe is a victim of what is referred to as identity theft. Now, Joe, you didn't put your money, your trust, or anything in the wrong hands. You didn't fall in love with a sweetheart swindler, and yet you were scammed and you didn't know it. How did you find out someone stole your identity?
It was simple. In 1994, the IRS audited me and told me that I'd failed to pay tax in 1991 on what turned out to be almost $75,000 reported earned. I said, well, I didn't earn that money. They said, well, prove it.
How do you prove you didn't get the money?
Well, I contended that the burden of proof would have been on the IRS to show a paycheck that I had signed or whatever. They did tell me that the employer they gave me the name of the employer. I said, great, because I've never heard of that employer and I've never worked for that employer. Could you please give me the address and phone number? They said, no, we can't give that information out.
So, they claim you work for somebody you've never heard of, but they won't tell you the person's name or where they are.
Correct.
Oh, that's great. What happened then?
Well, I found the employer. I phoned. I explained the situation. I told them my name. They said, gee, we do have an employee here by that name. I said, what Social Security number did he give you? They said, well, of course, we can't give that information out. So I said, well, I'll tell you my Social Security number. And I did, and they said, wow, that's the number he gave us. Now, he had my name. His real name was identical to my real name. He was maybe $60,000 in debt to IRS. So he went and got my Social Security number and used it not only for IRS and Social Security, but also to get credit cards, lease an automobile, reported so he assumed my identity.
The man was eventually fired, but did the government do anything to the man?
No, I reported it to police agencies at the federal, state, county, and municipal level.
And they didn't go after him? Okay. The major credit agencies, how's your credit right now?
It's terrible. All of his bad credit is on my report. I've been trying for 4 years to straighten it out, and the major credit reporting agencies are not helpful. It's not in their interest to clear up people's bad credit.
So if you have bad credit, they don't care about clearing it up, even if it isn't you. Did the IRS go after this man?
No.
Why?
They said, well, they'd like him to pay the taxes, but they don't go get him. And now he's up to $95,000.
What was the most disturbing thing about all of this?
Well, a couple of things that hurt a lot were the loss of reputation, the loss of an ability to get credit.
Forever, it would seem.
Well, I'm working on it. No, I'll get clear. But the harassing telephone calls from bill collection agencies, and these are brutal calls. I'd like to take them lightly, but a call can upset your whole day. And they called my wife at her place of work. And when she told them not to call back, they continued to call. So they've been harassing her and me.
Now, is he still walking around using credit cards in your name?
Yes. To my knowledge, he is, yes.